Yo, what's up? Mustache Dave here. This is something that I don't think I've ever really done before, or at least that I remember. Something on the more personal level, just kind of like a reflection on the past year, and not necessarily like a tips or tricks, but definitely maybe some advice for newer casters, right? Casters and just talent in general, based off of my learning experience for the past year. Because before this, like, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything at all. I watched some LCS, League of Legends, and I was in love with that. But besides that, just not. I had no experience at all. Straight out of college for my bachelor's degree. Got my bachelor's in business administration with a management information systems minor. So did a lot of that, and then almost a week after, watching Twitch, I kind of, stumbled upon PUBGonline, right? And that's because I bought into PUBG very early on. I liked the game, and I saw PUBGonline. They were running some tournament. It was back then. It was Skyline, Matchum, and Mark Storm, I think is his name. He's not around anymore, at least within the PUBG scene. But they were just solo casting the games, and I fell in love with it. I wanted to be part of it, and now look at me. 1 year later, I'm part of it. So this is I'll try to keep it short and sweet, more of a personal level type of thing with Mustache Dave. If you like it, you like it. If not, well, I'm sorry. I'll get, nah, I'm not really sorry. But just let me know what's up. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if anything that I do say in this little personal diary, I guess you can say, I don't know, helped you out. If you're a new caster, or if you're a caster just trying to break into any scene, not just PUBG. So let's see. I'm going to break it down in chronological order. Like I said, Skyline, Matchum, Mark Storm, they were casting solo. I joined the Discord, PUBGonline Discord, around June, and I started sending out messages. Yeah, I'm sweating. It's humid out here today in Florida. Probably go to the beach at this, but I reached out to them. I sent a bunch of spam messages, and I actually have some of that spammerino. So it was June 2017. Joined the PUBGonline Discord. This is one message that I found right there, straight off the bat in the Discord. Send it to Brandsta. Now, I sent these types of messages to Skyline, Brandsta, Mark Storm, just anybody that was in the Discord. I just spammed them. I guess spam is not the correct word. Maybe it is, but I said, hey, I'm interested. No experience at all, right? What can I do? What can I do to become involved, right? This was in June. I didn't hear nothing back from anybody. I'm assuming they were busy, obviously. It was probably season 1 at the time of PUBGonline. So that was June. Just spamming all the messages. At the time, I believe PUBGonline was the only kind of organization that was running these tournaments for the game. I'm pretty certain that that's the case. So they're the first ones into the field. Then comes July. All right, so this was like mid-June. So it's been about 2 weeks. You can even ask Mel at the time. Like, I kept talking, like, oh, I hope I get in. It's been about 2 weeks. I almost gave up. I stopped messaging people. I just kind of gave up. Then July came around. I guess they were trying to expand. I got a DM from Matchum. And he was, at the time, in charge of the talent. It was, like I said, Skyline, Matchum, Mark Storm. It was just the three of them, solo casting. Got a message, reaching out, saying, hey, what's going on? Who are you, type of deal. I said, I have no casting experience. Yeah, you can see right there. There's a DM. I told him I think PUBGonline is going to, make it big. I believe in them, and I want to be part of the community. So that was July 11th. Yeah, July 11th, right? So did my little introductions. They said, all right, just hold on. At the time, they can only have one caster just because of the Skype or Discord. Even back then wasn't even the best. You couldn't screen share, I don't believe. So they only had one caster, but they were working on things behind the scenes, right? They were working on all these things behind the scenes to get 2 casters on. And about 2 weeks later, I got the call. I got the call from Matchroom about a meeting. They were going to let all these people in, and I was part of them. So we had a big meeting. I remember the day. There was like 15 of us. Mostly everybody in that meeting actually became, you know, one of the regular casters or desk hosts that we see today. So definitely part of something bigger. Just at the time, I didn't know. Everyone was very excited. Ideas on top of ideas, trying to just be the best, right? Be the best they can, and just make the game, PUBG, enjoyable to watch and fun to watch. So very talented and dedicated people. That's the first time I'm going to say dedicated. I want to leave here. Remember, this is kind of like tips or tricks, me just ranting on. But dedication, very important to have, in my opinion, for anybody trying to break into any type of scene, for any game. So remember, these are the early days, the trailblazers, as Matchroom used to call them. We were the trailblazers, and everybody was doing this for volunteering, just, you know, just on their own time type of deal, after work, on the weekends, just trying to build up the community. And I'm probably gonna forget a bunch of names. There were admins, there were mods, there were players, you know, players pushing for this as well. Just a ton of people involved that I'm probably gonna forget, so apologize. But Matchroom said one thing. Like asked me, what do I have? They want me to have a good webcam. They want me to have a green screen. And I didn't have any of that at the time. So right away, went out and bought it. Right there. Dedication, point number 1. They needed me to have something. I bought it. You know, I didn't complain about it. I didn't say, don't know if I want a green screen. Don't know. I mean, green screens are like $20. So just bought it. I'm still using it right now. I mean, I still got it right now. So it was July 18th, my first time on the desk. Got put up with the desk duty. I got notes too. I got notes in front of me, trying to keep up with the chronological order type of deal. But that was it. You know, my first time on desk. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just there to soak it up and learn everything. And I feel like I'm still like that, just trying to soak up everything and learn. It's one thing that you can't forget. You can't forget no matter how big you are. Of course, this is all my opinion. You know, don't come after me with pitchforks. Like, this is wrong, this is right. This is just my experience after a year. So maybe it helps, maybe it doesn't. Let's see. Looking back on my notes. I need to drink some water. But let's see. So PUBG Online, they had 2 leagues at the time. They had Opens, and then they had like their main lobby, if I do recall correctly. Since I didn't have experience, they kind of paired me up with somebody like Skyline, Matchroom, or Mark Storm. They wanted to pair everybody up, you know, the newbies with the veterans at the time, and the veterans being like, they had like a month into PUBG. Because remember, PUBG just came out too around the same time. This was all just coming up, grassroots, right? Grassroots, building the community. So I grinded the heck out of Open, whatever I could do. Mainly desk. That was where I wanted to sit back and kind of get as much experience on, so I could learn the game even better, and just learn everybody, the players, the talent. So I was on desk for a long time. Occasionally, I got called in to do casting. Say somebody couldn't make it, and that was actually surprisingly a lot. Like I said, this is all volunteer, and I just graduated, so I was in between getting prepared for my master's program. So I had a lot of time on my hand, and I was always available for EU and NA. And a lot of times, you know, just things came up for people. You know, it's understandable, but I was always there. You know, they say, hey, we need one in an hour. Who could do it? I'm like, hey, I can do it. I don't know if that's so much dedication or just me being available, because I was at home just chilling, eating Cheetos. Not really Cheetos, but that's my point. I made myself available, and it worked out. Scrolling through my notes. So this was about 4 months. There's gonna be like 3 stages here for the year. You got the early days. I'm gonna throw it to the next stage, and explain kind of what I did during that stage, and then finally how I made it to a LAN, right? Because that's the whole thing. I came in here 1 year ago, no experience at all, just the passion to cast and be part of the community. Somehow, you know, I met some of my role models along the way, and casted and did a fun event with them at the end. So that's the whole point of this story. Is if you're new, you have a dream, you want to make it to a LAN, you want to be involved in a community. Hopefully, my words of encouragement can kind of help you out with that. So far, hopefully you learned. Be available, be dedicated. Like I said, you need a new webcam, you need a green screen. Just go get it. Go get it. Go, just do it. Be the yes man at the time. And one more story before I pass it off to the end here, because I'm almost at that 10-minute mark. I don't want to rant on forever. I remember one time talking about dedication. I lost my power. I live in Florida. Hopefully everyone knows that by now if you are watching this. I lost my power because of a hurricane, and I was like super like bent out of shape. I was like, man, I'm not going to be there for like who knows how long. I'm going to lose all of that progression kind of that I've been making over the past 3 months, 4 months. Like I'm going to start slipping, and I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that because I was dedicated. So finally, when around my neighborhood, they did start to get power. First of all, my building, last building in the whole entire town to get power for some reason. I don't even know why. But I went to my mom's house. PUBGonline was doing a charity event. I set up in the guest room, my laptop with my Razer headset, and I showed up to the charity event. Somehow, I managed to do it. No power, wearing the same stinky clothes for like a week, eating crackers and peanut butter because that's just what you do during a hurricane. And it was a fun event. It was a charity event. It was fun, and I did it. You know, that's my point. Once again, I probably said it like 5 times by now. Dedication. You know, I went out of my way. I mean, my mom wanted to see me, of course, so it wasn't really out of my way. But, you know, I just wanted to do it. I wanted to be part of the charity event after not being part of any of the events because of the hurricane. So that was around 4 months. And then I'm going to cut it off. Ooh, I'm supposed to be doing this. Ooh, man, I was supposed to be playing this. So there's some highlights of me just always being available, right? Always being available for the desk and all that good stuff. So we're going to transition this story here. I'm going to wrap up the early days, and we're going to start getting into the midpoint, right? The midpoint. So like probably from month 4 to like month maybe 8, right? Which is very crucial. So I'm probably going to cut the video here, but make sure you follow the next video if you really are interested in this. So the lesson for video number 1, early days, be available, be dedicated, and just always there, trying to do your best, soak up all the information, and just be the best you can, So one of my big breaks, also, you got to be there at the right time. One of my big breaks, and I know people might think this is me memeing. It's really not. It was October. Let me see if I can change it. October, I got invited to a Discord called High Ground, which had all the pro players at the time. There was probably only like 3 to 4 casters in it at the moment because they wanted to keep it close knit. So I got invited to that Discord. And I want to say that was a turning point. Because up until then, I was just grinding out the desk in the open series and occasionally in the main lobby for PUBGonline. And then not only that, around the same time, maybe a month after this, new leagues started popping up. Auzom, GLL, and maybe some one-off events here and there. But we started to get the big 3 is what I'm going to call it. The big 3 for online tournaments. They started popping up around the very same time. So the reason why I feel like getting invited to High Ground was a pivot for me is because it gave me access to the pro players, and I utilized it. You know, I reached out to Machine Gunner, Profi, Andy Pyro, Ibiza, and I started doing these little interviews, just trying to get involved in the community because I cared about it. I cared about the community, and that was it. So I'm gonna cut it out here. We're gonna go to the next video here. I'm gonna film it here. It's gonna be called the branch out. This is very important because up until this point, I was only with one of the big three, and I was loyal. I was loyal. And it worked out. You know, I made a lot of good connects. But the next video is going to be the branch out. So there's the early days. Like I said, probably 8 times now. I'm keeping a counter. Hopefully you are too. I'm interested. Leave a comment below. How many times did I say it? Dedication. I was dedicated during these 4 months. I might have even lost a couple friends because I stopped hanging out with them. Just because I wanted to always be available for anything, any type of cast that might present itself. I just wanted to be involved. So I definitely did lose 1 or 2 friends along the way. Not lose them, but just stop talking to them because they always want to hang out. I was always busy, and they never really understood why. So the branch out. Next video.